the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial. Our apparel partners are 656, accessories partner Cosmic Byte, and our esports partner is none other than Aimlab. It's going to be your boy Aggressive, joined by none other than Floki. A long time coming, bad, because you haven't been here in a while. I have also not been here for a while. And hey, we are now back to cast an incredible banger of a match right off the get-go. So let's head on down over into today's fixtures, because honestly, man, the 4 p.m. game, it's going to be the first initial bout, and it's going to be a really good one as well. Velocity versus Reckoning. And for the 8 p.m. game, we have M42 versus Rog Academy. Both very high intense games. First of all, it's going to be two tier 1 teams going up against one another. Second match is going to be M42 versus Rog Academy, the two underdogs of this story. So it's going to be two sides of a spectrum already. But Floki, for match number 1, I'm already pumped.
Absolutely. I mean, Velocity going up against Reckoning. Reckoning is a team that has a lot to prove. They want to show everyone that they're a top contender over here. No better way to do it than beating out Velocity. And Velocity, in the meantime, they've got a reputation to uphold. Ever since Season 3 started, I don't think they've really dropped a series yet. I think they've been extremely consistent so far. So Yeah, these guys are looking absolutely strong. Now, there are a few hiccups in their lineup, as far as I'm aware. I do believe a couple of their players are not there from the core roster, so we are going to be seeing some subs come in. But apart from that, I don't think Velocity is going to be in very troubled waters because I think they've had a lot of experience together as a team.
Yeah. But at the same time, let's see who's going to be having the most experience throughout this entire tournament as we head on down over to the crucial MVP standings to get a visual of who's been tearing up the servers the most.
Oh
And
boy.
Deathmaker being at the very top, Floki, is that really a surprise? Because it's Deathmaker. We know what he's capable of. We know how dangerous he can be. But I do believe that Deathmaker is not going to be playing today. But I personally do hope that you're ready for a surprise because Velocity, they have something spicy in store for us. Sai is going to be there on the close second. He's been so consistent throughout his entire run in the Gauntlet. He played 6 games with TEAMXO, and they won out on all 6, and Sai's been the MVP on 6 of them.
Oh yeah.
Like
I mean,
6 matches, sorry, 6 best of 3. So in
yep.
general, he did play 18 games, and out of those 18 games, he's became MVP on 6. So that's a lot when you consider the statistics.
Yeah, it's 1 in 3, and I love that stat because Sai is an initiator, and you don't usually expect him to get such stats. But Sai, being the experienced veteran he is, still manages to hit heads while leading his team. You've of course got the Wonder Kid Paradox in that third position.
He's
The
always
Drew
been here.
Rippers has always been here, absolutely in the MVP standings, and we've also got Shooter, who I believe is from Team Exploit. So
Yep.
he is also been turning quite a few heads here in the Esports Club Gauntlet, and I'm really happy to see all of these players here. I think they all deserve it. Unfortunately, though, like you mentioned, Deathmaker is not going to be here, but we'll elaborate more on that later. Let's head on down over to the group
Let it be
standings
a
and see
surprise.
what's that going to look like. Yeah, it's going to be a surprise, and I think our viewers going to love that surprise, Aggie.
Yeah, like if we tell you guys what the surprise is, it's not really gonna be a surprise anymore now, is it? So let's build up the hype in the chat. Let's just wait it out and see. But as we are gonna be waiting, let's head on down to the standings. As you can see, that
Yeah,
Velocity, they're at the very top. Like that's not really a surprise. They didn't drop a single map, but in a way, Reckoning, they're not in the best of spirits now, are they? They're
yeah.
on 4 losses and they only have 1 point.
Well,
You only
David,
have 3 more games,
Goliath.
man. 3 more
Yeah, they
games.
they only have 3 more games, and this is about as cliche as it gets. You've got the strongest team in the group going up against the weakest one, at least statistically or numbers wise. And Reckoning Esports are really going to be looking to do some damage over here, at least get themselves maybe a map, if not the game itself. If they get the game, then I think they're at least going to be able to secure the 56 slot for themselves. But yeah, a lot is
For
dependent on this
playoffs, it's
game. If
hard.
they don't end up winning this game, then I think they're going to be tied in last place, and they're going to have to go through open qualifiers again for the next season, and you don't want to be in that spot. So, Reckoning have a lot to achieve over here. They need to prove to themselves that they are worthy of staying in the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 3. And yeah, with that out of the way, let's jump on over to the team intro for Velocity Gaming, Aggie. Let's reveal what the surprise is, or is it going to be revealed just yet? I don't think
No, I don't think so.
not yet. Yeah, right. So we can have the same 5 faces over here. Of course, some of these guys are not going to be on the server, but we're going to leave that. We're not going to touch on that until Aggie decides it's time to do the big reveal. So why don't you
I
take us
think that
over? Why don't you take us through
we'll
the
do it.
teams, Aggie?
Yeah, I think that we're gonna be running it down in general for the side of Velocity. All the surprises can wait when the agent selection screen comes around, and I'm very sure that a lot of you people back at home already know what's up, but still, hey, don't spoil it for everyone else who doesn't know. Moving on down towards the teams, though, in general, Velocity, Velocity, Velocity. These guys have done it all. They have pretty much won out everything they could have hoped for, and now they're striving for even more. And in the Gauntlet, they've showcased to us exactly why they're one of the best teams, why they're so adaptable, why that they're so highly sought after, why a lot of the other teams look up to them, because they have a different level of consistency and the different level of mastery that no one else has. Yes, Velocity is having a pretty rocky start to their own end because they've been trying to
Mm-hmm.
switch up their strategies. They're trying to fit in and they're trying to adapt a completely new different meta and a completely new different play style. But that play style is slowly playing fruit here. They're able to understand, okay, if we want to compete at the highest level, we need to try something a little bit more different. Yes, in the Southeast Asia and probably the South Asia scene, they are pretty much in a position where they can just be like, hey, we're the best. We just need to improve a little bit more and fix our
Yep.
flaws. But to go up against the world, they need to improve massively and they need to change right here and right now. And that's what I love about Velocity. They're embracing the change and they're making it their own. So, Velocity in general, right now, I really want to see how they're playing and I really want to see this roster showcase the fruits of their labor. And as we do head on down over to the crucial player spotlight from the side of Velocity Gaming, I want to see who's been working the hardest from their end. Who's going to be the one to showcase to us exactly how much Velocity have grinded throughout the past few weeks and also the festival season that we did give them as a holiday. And it's going to be none other than Marzel. And Floki, take it away because Marzel, I think that he's the most explosive Sentinel player that we have seen in the
Oh yeah.
entirety of Valorant.
Absolutely. He's not your typical Sentinel player. He's not the kind of guy who's gonna, be making very genius level looks and just catching people off guard left, right, and center. No, he's actually gonna make sound. He's gonna give you footsteps and he's gonna lull you into a false sense of security, thinking that, oh, he's not gonna peek or maybe he's not gonna try and take the fight. And before you know it, he's peeked out and you're dead, waiting to respawn the next round. So that's the kind of player Marcel is. He's very aggressive as a Sentinel. On offense, he always likes to take the fight to the opponent and if it allows for I mean if it's allowed for, obviously, if the situation does not call for it, then he's going to stay put, he's going to play discipline, give his team information, and maybe catch the occasional flank or two. But apart from that, I think Mazel is just overall a very solid player both on attack and defense, and I think that's why he's here on the spotlight. Just that sheer amount of consistency that he brings to the table is what has made sure that he's found that player spotlight over here. But with that said, I do think that Reckoning Esports also have a lot in store for us today. So let's actually head on down over and have a look at their team spotlight, see what their lineup is made up of, and see what they can pull together this time around. Why don't you walk us through this, Aggie?
Reckoning, in a way, this lineup on paper, it has so much potential, but it feels like with the recent bouts and the way that they are playing, it feels, and it just honestly gives me that icky feeling that, okay, Reckoning, they are trying to mesh together as a squad. They're trying to make a lot of their strategies work, but they feel way too stiff, way too static, being like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna do this strategy and we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it happen. But as soon as someone dies during that strategy or someone just goes out outright, maybe just over pushing, over aggressing, then there's no adaptability. Reckoning, they just fall apart as soon as their first initial member dies. Bondef, a player that we scream of consistency every single time, he's also not being the one to perform. Which is a really weird part here because Bondef is one of those players that we know can perform. He is the backbone of the entire squad, but even when
Yep.
he is performing, no one's able to do anything about it. INQ, an explosive jet player, probably one of the best in our entire region, and he's also performing, but the team's not winning. It feels
Yep.
like the dynamic between the squads, like the individual skill is there, but they're not meshing together. They're not communicating properly with one another.
Absolutely. It does feel like that somewhere or the other, Reckoning's teamwork is sort of lacking. Their strategies and the calls are not exactly working out. At least that's what we can see from the current state of things. At least that's what the group standings represent. But they do have a couple of games to get the groove together and maybe save themselves from relegation. That is, if they do take a victory or two here and there. And if they can win against Velocity today, I think that's going to be a significant confidence booster for them because I'm quite sure that this roster is probably thinking to themselves at this point after losing 4 games that, okay, what is it that we're doing wrong? Is it something wrong with our strats? Is there something wrong with our individual plays? Is it, teamwork? Are we just messing up comms? What's happening over here? So having a win is really going to help put some put rest to some of those doubts that you might have in mind, because chances are, if you're reckoning, yes, it's likely you're probably making a few mistakes here and there. I mean, every team does. But the moment you start winning, you get to realize, okay, what are the mistakes that matter and how can we fix them ASAP? And then we can move on to the other ones. I think that's the spot that Reckoning needs to find themselves in. And when you're not winning, it's really hard to find that spot. So yeah, Reckoning, they've got a lot of work to do over here, and I hope for their sake they actually are able to take a map off of Velocity. But let's have a look at the player spotlight and see who the strongest player is from Reckoning, even in their current state. I do believe it's oh, never mind, it's actually going to be Juven on the Sova with a pretty good ACS and a good KDA, but unfortunately, it's not positive, of course, because they've not been
Yeah.
having the best of times.
It's been going really rough for all of the members, but Juven's he's showing a lot of consistency and he's trying to do what he can for his squad. It's fine because sometimes you're gonna be having a really bad time as a squad. There's not much you can do. There's gonna be months on end. Sometimes you're just not able to win out on games. You're trying to fix out a lot of different strategies. You're trying to understand how good you can really be as a player and also as an entire unit. So I'm going to be giving the side of Reckoning the benefit of the doubt, saying that, okay, if we give them time, if we let them develop, and if they just go through the VODs over and over again, they can make it all happen. And Juven, he is one of the players that you really want to see shine the brightest because he's been putting in the work. Like when
Yep.
he clutches around is pretty much the most incredible way possible. It's an impossible situation, but Juven's gonna be the one to pull it off. He has the clutch gene in him, but he doesn't really have the confidence, I would say, because whenever I look at Juven as a player, he screams a lot of potential. But
Yep.
the confidence factor is just not present. Maybe it's because of the Sova. Maybe he just doesn't fit in the
Mhm.
position that he's trying to go into, but it's fine. He'll grow out of it, and in time, he's just going to be better. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, how's he going to be fitting into something if we don't know what the maps are? Let's head on down over to the map video screen and see exactly where the teams are going to be taking us for map number one. And it being Haven is not really a surprise. It's always going to be Haven. But the surprising factor is that Reckoning did not ban out the map of Breeze. So Velocity, they're
Yep.
going to be picking their best map for the second. And if Velocity win map number one, and that's a big if because Velocity recently has been having a really hard time on the map of Haven. This has turned in from
Mhm.
one of their best maps to one of their worst, but it's completely fine. Maybe with the recent addition of their surprise, Haven
Yep.
could just be another massive turnaround.
Definitely could be. I'm curious to see how Haven goes. I have a feeling that, Reckoning's really going to give them a run for their money because Haven is Reckoning's strongest map. It is the map where they really take the fight to you and games end up being really, really close and you end up in that overtime situation or in that clutch situation where if you win the round, you can draw the game, or if you win the round, you've got the game. And it's barely like a round difference of one or two over here. And I think that's what, Reckoning Esports is really good at. It's just, reaching a crescendo against the enemy team where they know they have a shot at winning and just throwing them off their game by that much because of course when you go up against other teams or at least when tier 1 teams go up against Reckoning, they're probably expecting to win, right? So when they hit that spot where they're a little bit confused and they don't exactly know what the enemy team is doing, that's when they seem to thrive the most. But even if they do end up winning the first map, the second map is where I'm the most concerned. It's Breeze, and that's Velocity's strongest map, like you've mentioned. So yeah, Breeze is, by all intents and purposes, it's probably going to be a very, very rough map for the side of Reckoning. I believe it's going to be a slaughter fest for the side of Velocity. It's just going to be people seeing who can get the most frags. But yeah, Breeze is a map that Velocity adapted to very, very early in the meta. I believe when it was first released, Velocity were the ones who started pioneering it and just sort of figured out the way to run it, and it's been in their arsenal ever since. Of course, the decider is going to be good old Split, a map that everybody loves to watch and nobody loves to play. So curious to see
I
how
hate
that
it.
one's going to go as well. If it does go there, and there you go. That's exactly what I was looking for. You said it. You said you hated it, but Aggie, the surprise has been waiting for a while now, and I think your viewers are getting a little bit restless. So, do you want to do the
Yeah.
honors of letting them know, or do you think we should wait out just a little bit more until the agent selection screen comes up?
The agent selection screen is going to be coming up in less than 2 minutes, so what are we exactly even worried about? Don't really worry about it, ladies and gentlemen. Just hold on to your horses for a little while longer because it's better to reveal the surprise when it's on your screen than us to say it with our own voices. You want to get a visual representation of it all, but as we are going to be talking about the maps a little bit more, I want to try and focus on Haven a little bit more in particular. Personally, because first of all,
Mhm.
Reckoning Haven is one of their best maps. I'll personally say that. But
Okay.
at the same time, the way that they've been playing on Haven before, at least,
Hmm.
it felt like they were trying to take too many of the different solo engagements, causing them to have a lot more issues. But the thing with Velocity is that Velocity, they also had the same issues themselves as they were starting to take a lot of different solo fights and the crossfires were just not that beautiful as you would have hoped for. And that's been the case with them on Haven for pretty much a pretty long time, but every other map they're just absolutely flawless and immaculate, especially on Breeze. The communication just feels like whenever we talk about the sense of muscle memory, whenever we try and aim at someone,
Hmm.
That's what Velocity feels like whenever they're playing Breeze. It's like muscle
Oh
memory.
yeah.
They don't even need to talk. They just turn around, they go into a site, and everyone just knows what the hell they're doing. They don't even need to say anything. It feels like Velocity doesn't even talk on the map of Breeze, and it's like Ultra Instinct split second reactions every single time on that map. But
I
on
mean,
Haven, it feels like they're still in that training wheel mode. I don't know why,
yep.
because we know for a fact that this used to be the battleground of Velocity. This used to be their best map, but Haven now turning into their worst. It's a little bit of
Yeah.
a question mark.
Absolutely is, and I think Velocity are probably also going to be scratching their heads, wondering like, okay, what the hell are we doing wrong? And they're probably going to go and revisit this map and work on it, just so they can keep it when somebody else picks it. They don't have to ban the map out. They're not really going to be playing into anyone's books. They're still going to be having their strengths going for them, and they can save their bans for Fracture or any other map that they're not comfortable going on. And yeah, I hope that Velocity can actually fix that, because if don't work on their Haven, then that's a weakness that a lot of teams will look to exploit in the playoffs. And I don't think Velocity want to be in that spot, especially considering that they've been two-time champions. The pressure of winning again, it
Hat
can get to
trick.
you at times.
Yeah, you
So
want that hat trick just
yeah,
for the bragging rights.
exactly. I mean, just having the pleasure of saying that we've consistently beaten every other team in the gauntlet for 3 seasons in a row now. That's really saying something. But yeah, to circle back to your point, I do think that Velocity, if they don't work on their Haven, then it's something that Reckoning can definitely get away with. And maybe Breeze goes the way of Velocity and Reckoning can't put up much of a fight. But as long as they get one map, I think Reckoning will still have a fighting chance at getting themselves a 56 spot. They are gonna have to battle out the other team that is along with them in that bottom two. So unfortunately, there's still probably going to be a couple of wins that they need to get. At least one win would be necessary to prevent them from relegation. But hey, I mean, it all starts with one map, right? And if they can get this one map over here on Haven, then I think Reckoning are going to be happy about that. So here's to hoping that Reckoning can actually take that map away. But with that said, if you had to make a prediction and say, which team will win on Haven and by how much, who would it be? Who would it be in favor of? Because that's what I'm curious to find out. I actually think it's still going to be Velocity favor to an extent. Possibly a 4 to 5 round difference at least. Maybe you can
Yep.
see something like 13-7, 13-8. But I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think the same for Reckoning? And if not, why?
I personally feel as though Reckoning they have I'm gonna say a 40 to 60% chance of winning this one. 40% for the side of Reckoning, 60% for the side of Velocity. Because Velocity, with all of their changes and the surprise that's gonna be coming, and I'm just gonna say it outright because we're taking way too long and I don't want to make you guys wait. MW1 and Vibora are gonna be playing in the place of Amaterasu and Deathmaker. So
Oh yeah.
MW1 making his debut once again on one of his best maps. So this is old Velocity stepping onto the server once again. This is the squad that pretty much made Haven their own playground. This is this place where they just roll around like a mafia boss trying to take down their opposition. So that's why I'm saying that Velocity, they have a solid 60% chance of winning. But the problem is, MW1, he hasn't been playing with the squad much now, has he? I'm very sure that with all of his exams going on, he's not been scrimming as much, he's not been together with the team as often, so he's relying on a lot of the synergy and coordination that he had previously to fit into the roster. And that's why
Oh
it's a
yeah.
60%. Otherwise, I would say something like, okay, there's an 80% chance Velocity are just going to storm this and just head on down over into Breeze and just, breeze through their opposition, no puns intended. But it's just basically those things coming into play that Haven should be a scoreline of 13-8 favoring Velocity if and only if they're able to take the first initial pistol, the second eco, and also the third buy round. The buy round is a must. If they don't take the buy round, I personally do believe that Reckoning are going to carry that momentum. They're going to have enough courage and to just push Velocity over the edge and just get them over that point where they're like, okay, we have the advantage now, we have the ball on our court, we're just gonna push them even further down as much as we can, just like in Lion King.
Oh yeah, I mean, once you get someone down, you keep them there, and that's probably going to be Reckoning's philosophy. They're just not gonna give it up. Unfortunately, that line reference would have been more on point if their mascot was actually a lion. It is a wolf, so I'm hoping it still applies. There's
It
still both
works!
predators. There's still both carnivores. Animals. It works. It absolutely works. And I think with that said,
Yes,
I am
star.
sure our viewers are gonna be quite happy just seeing MW1 and Vibora on the server. And yeah, let's see if the Lions or the Wolves that Reckoning Esports are can take down the Goliath that is Velocity. And they, oh my God, Muzzle has grown a thick beard.
It's fine. It's a
Oh
chunky
yeah.
beard.
It's a great beard. It's one of those you know, lush Viking beards where you just let it grow. And there's good old MW1. I mean, you know, when people say MW1, when anyone says MW1, the only thing that my mind remembers is that clutch he did with Reyna on split, holding that B side all by himself. I'm sorry, that A side all by himself. That was insane. Absolutely insane stuff coming in from that man. So yeah, let's see if he can you know, pull out more of that stuff going into this match.
It's gonna be
Well,
difficult, but at the same time, if anyone can do it, it has to be. Positionally, they're in a good spot, but MW1. Alright, buddy, sure, maybe going for a hard push, but why? Two people in a corner. This is not looking good for them, but still, hey,
Wow.
Hellfighter, he's gonna make it all look good. Bevor's gonna be the full one kill, taking a couple of shots. Bevor's gonna be pushing down a second. MW1 just slaps Trist in the forehead with a bullet. Bevor's gonna look for his third, and MW1 is gonna
My
look for the
God.
last. An absolute slaughter fest down towards the side of A-Main. They just wanted to go in for a push, man. They just wanted to chill. They just wanted to take the fight slowly. But MW1 and his entire roster is like, nope. What do you mean? We're not going to be going in for COVID restrictions anymore. We're just going to give you all the hugs. And we're going to give you all the bullets to riddle your faces as well. Good start from the side of Velocity, taking it on a 1-0.
Yeah, great stuff. Stacking the A side was a gamble, but a gamble that paid off. And Reckoning just didn't get the right read in time. I do believe their recon went elsewhere, so it didn't really scout out those two players. I mean, it did scout out one with the coast, and they only anticipated that one. But hey, if it doesn't work once, try again. And this time around, they're gonna go make their way towards the A
That's so
side.
much damage,
Oh
Marzel.
my God, yeah, Muzzle just sprays them all down. And look at Hellfighter. Still standing in the meantime, spots out Juwin. Hellfighter's gonna peek out, get a kill, and fade back into the shadows. Muzzle's gonna find another one through the smoke, and now Hellfighter is gonna chime in for another. Ion Q will take out Hellfighter though, and MW1 will find Bondef as well, and that's it. My God. I think that took less than 40 seconds. That round, a complete slaughterfest once again for the side of Velocity. But the good news is, for Reckoning, they got the spike down, and they're gonna have enough money to work with in the next one.
The way that they got this one is going to be perfect. But once again, remember what I said before during the analysis. This buy round is the most crucial part. If they lose in this buy round, sorry, if they lose in this bonus, sorry, for the side of Velocity, it's going to be a buy round for the side of Reckoning. If the side of Reckoning, they lose this buy round, then we're going to be looking at that 13-5, 13-7 scoreline with Velocity taking it all away.
Yeah, it's funny,
But-
isn't it, how confidently we can say that, especially in Valorant, like, that the third buy round is so important.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a pistol round in another tactical shooter. If you went out on that pistol round, it would have been a massive win for you. But in the game of Valorant, winning out on this presidential fire is gonna be so hard. But he just walks in, Hellfighter. And then he
Okay.
tries to pick up a gun and save for a fight. I don't know why, but sure, it's Hellfighter. He
Yeah,
likes
it's
to
in
go
the
to
name.
hell.
And he likes to fight his way out of it, so no big surprises there. But now with this 4v4, it is going to spread out the side of Velocity quite a bit. You can see Muzzle still holding on to Garage, and MW1 is just huddling in the corner, waiting for someone to just pass him by so he can riddle their head with bullets. But if they don't check him, he could be potentially lined up for a multi-kill, as 4 players are outside C main. There you go, noise has been made. They'll check the corner, and MW1 is going to be good for 1. Information has been relayed over. Muzzle will not reveal himself on the back of that recon. Smoke's coming in from the Astra. Trist doing due diligence, spamming the corner. Muzzle gets 1. He's going to get taken out by the pistol from Trist, though. Still trades going back and forth until Sukuna will finally get that kill on
30
Ace,
seconds
leaving
left.
Vibor
One
in a
enemy
1v3.
remaining.
Vibor just connects
down,
straight onto
C.
Trist's dome, takes him out.
Concealment.
The owl coming through is probably going to tag Sukuna here, and Sukuna, oh,
I have this fight.
still standing, trying to run away. Vibor using the time to push in. It's going to start walking. Look at his fighting senses tingling. Got
Dude,
Sukuna.
he didn't pick up a gun. Dude,
Yeah.
there was a freaking Phantom there. I was like, wait, why don't pick up the Phantom? Sukuna's gonna have the gun advantage and he's gonna be the one to take down Vibor.
Yeah.
The nerves acted up a lot in that situation. You can see it.
But hey, BONUS, that's what that was for Velocity, so they're not unhappy about that at all. They're gonna buy up 4 more rifles, the operator's online on MW1, and this is when the match really starts, when both sides have the guns. It's about who comes out on top. This time around as well, it seems that they have sort of stacked A. I mean, they can quickly come in for defense if the side of Reckoning makes a quick move. MW1, whoa, whoa! Great reactions there. He's going to be able to dash back out to safety as soon as he hears IonQ coming in. There you go. Ion's going to continue holding this position, just making sure that no one can really claim Sua's back for the time being. Trist outside the garage, not really willing to go in just yet. Doesn't know where Mazel is, so no point in aggressing there. And right now, Reckoning, they're just trying to feel out the side of Velocity, trying to get some information. They know where the operator is. And Sakuna is going to make his move on C. He's going to find right to Ace, but elsewhere, MW1 takes out Ion, so it's still a 1-for-1 trade. And Trist, he spotted out the tripwire, waiting to see if someone's going to come back towards Garage, but Muzzle's not going to go there. He left that tripwire for a reason. Nanostorm coming through. Muzzle getting gravity weld over here. Is going to be vulnerable. Did make some noise. Does not get flashed. Still standing strong, but will get cleaned up in the end. But whoa! Alpine alliance of multiple players, and Wibber's going to get one as well, taking out Trist, leaving Sakuna in a 1v3. How quickly the tides turn, and Hellfighter, he's gonna finish the job with a 3k. My god, what a great lineup for Hellfighter there, as they all fall one by one to his Vandal.
Well, that went from a 0 to 100, no, sorry, that went from a 40 to 100 in like a matter of 2 seconds, and I was like, wait a minute, wait a second, this is not how this storyline was supposed to go.
Oh,
Pretty much was like reading a Percy Jackson story, but it's fine. 3-1, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
And
This is looking pretty good for Velocity, but go on.
like Velocity, they're in a really good spot, and once again being forced onto an eco round. Reckoning, they're not looking that good as you would have hoped for. INQ goes in for a massive dash. Marzel's gonna be the one to get swatted out. He's gonna get shot. He's gonna get shock darted as well. And Sakuna Val straight through the box. He's gonna be good for 1 kill.
What the hell is happening here?
Survive for long. They're just all rushing on down in. They're just slapping people with
You
bullets
should run.
and slapping each other with a knife as well in the process. Before he wants to go in for his own swing, he wants to go in for his own fight. But before you're playing with fire, if you don't hit these shots, it's gonna be dangerous. And it's gonna be Vivor being the one to survive. Vivor, but still, Trist, you're such a giga-brain player. How does he do it? He's gonna be the one to turn it around and get the clutch right at the very end and get it thrifty for his squad. Reckoning. That was such a good hold.
Yeah, I am not too sure what happened there for the side of Velocity. Reckoning, though, going in with pistols, classics, and frenzies, that is insane. Just able to get the site, get the spike down, and get all the kills as well. Absolutely insane stuff. Valiant effort by Vibhor there to claim that site back, but unfortunately, that's all she wrote for Velocity, and now their economy is in the dumps, while the side of Reckoning, they've got all the money in the world to work with. They've got a bunch of rifles, they've got some spare cash as well. So they're in a good spot. They can probably buy up shares in the next one, even if they lose this. And I love the approach from Reckoning. They've played these few rounds really, really fast. Now, they're just going to apply pressure. The board anticipates that. He's going to look to make a play over here. Sees the Wolf. Cleans it up, and the Dunnet spots it out as well. The Hellfighter peeks down and completely destroys Bondef.
I don't
My
think he
God.
peeked. I don't think he peeked. That was just a spam through the garage doors.
Oh,
Dude, he
my
didn't
God.
peek. Oh god, Bondef, I feel so bad for you. I feel you, man. I feel you. Honestly speaking, that is one of the worst situations that could ever happen. Like, you saw his position, right? Helef was like on the other side of the garage doors. There's no way he got out of that quick.
Oh, yeah. Love June's diligence as well. He checks every single corner. Sure that there's no one sneaking around. Right to Ace has been spotted. Could be setting up for Vibhor away, who does have a mantle in his hands. That shock dart, or rather that recon will not reveal him. Now, Vibhor tries to swing the trap, but June cleans him up.
30
Trish is also
seconds
going to
left.
find MW1, leaving Right to Ace all by himself with the flashes. Can he do something over here? Marshall got the new sheriff. Oh, he's gonna be good for one.
Last player
Marshall's gonna
standing.
find another. Takes out Trist. IonQ is gonna get the trade though, leaving Hellfighter
sees
in a
Vandal.
1v3. He sees one. He's not
remaining.
looking Jewel. He's gonna get taken out here, and he's gonna pick up the Vandal as well. But IonQ Look at him playing around. Hellfighter, those spidey senses tingling. He knows! He somehow knows Ion is there, and Velocity, they're gonna do Reckoning one better. They're gonna get themselves the eco round as well.
Forget about what better.
Hey,
He did
people,
them
come
dirty.
on
What
now.
was this
I'm
round? How did
anticipating
this
my
work? Why did this
congratulations
happen?
right
And
there.
can we get a replay out of it as well? Hello?
Yeah, I have
Loki?
no clue what the hell just happened here.
Okay,
I
first
am...
of all, Marcel just ran in, got a kill with the sheriff, picked up the phantom, and then put in a shot or towards the face of Reckoning. Hellfighter just randomly walks in, catches out Yuven, staring onto Heaven when his teammate was already inside, and he didn't need to hold that angle because the Heaven player needs to drop down. And after that, Velocity just take it.
Yeah,
How?
I have no idea what the hell just happened, but hey, you know, that's
It's a
it's
game
a
of
thing.
Valorant.
It's a game of Valorant. Things like these happen, and Bondef, well, he's looking to
I've got
make
your
a presence
trail.
travel towards the B side. Nice side for He's gonna stop them from pushing. And in fact, Mazel spans and gets the kill on IonQ. Whipboard in the meantime, he hits the Seeker to his face. He's gonna be blind and deaf for the time being. And Juan finds Mazel with the shot up, but Hellfighter goes and cleans up Bondef. The spike is gonna be instantly snagged. Hellfighter does not check the corners. Juan, though, is gonna be traded out there. Whipboard's gonna get that. And Saguna still spamming the spike. Can he connect the shots? No, he cannot. Whipboard's gonna clean him up as well.
It feels as though like Yuven and Hellfighter, they're having a little bit of a game out here. Who doesn't check each other's corners? It literally feels like that. Just look at these people. They're like running around all over the place. But it's
Oh, yeah.
fine. Like sometimes in the game of Valorant, it happens when your adrenaline is pumping, when you're feeling yourself a little bit too much. Sometimes the discipline just slips away. And Hellfighter, he just got a reminder that playing discipline is just as important. I'm pretty sure that he's gonna be the one to check all of his corners. But at the same time, you kind of question what's really going on with Reckoning. Just looking at them, I feel as though
It's
They're
like
giving
Reckoning
away
are
too
winning
much.
all the rounds they're not supposed to and losing all the rounds that they're not supposed to. It's just a complete paradox of sorts. True Rippers, did you have a roster swap anytime soon? I don't know, because it looks like the real paradox is in Reckoning. But for the time being, it does seem like Velocity are really taking the fight to Reckoning. You know, they're not afraid of just
No more charges left.
trying to take fights and holding their ground and not really giving up a lot of room for free. And I love that about Velocity. It seems that they're not really willing to give up any part of the map without any significant commitment of utility from the enemy team. Reckoning are going to play it slow. They're playing it slow is fine, but they don't have any map control. Look at the position right to Ace has found himself in as well. He's just hiding in the cubby. Okay, I love that. I love that play coming in from Whipboard. Just destroying that Owl drone secures right to Ace's positioning. And now they're all
Ooh,
grouping up
MW1.
outside. Flash comes in, doesn't connect on him, goes into smoke, good for one. Can he find the second? No, tries to get the spray down, but only does the damage. Hellfighter must will be there for the cleanup though. Now it's a
30
bogey 2.
seconds left.
Sakuna
Last player
alone.
standing.
Gonna get spammed by right to
Spike
Ace,
down. C.
leaving Juven alone in the corner and afraid.
he just got bonked.
He absolutely did.
Yeah, there's nothing that you could have done here. Timing of the smoke was absolutely immaculate for Hellfighter. Did you see that smoke timing? As soon as the smoke came in, like MW1 just casually walked inside of the smoke and it's like, I'm gonna get a free kill. There's nothing that they can do about it because Jet's gonna updraft, he's gonna dash, someone else is gonna follow up behind him trying to break that tripwire, so they're just gonna be staring at it. Setup was beautiful from their side. Not even a single beat was missed. Velocity on the map of Haven. This is what we were missing from them. This is the level of potential and this is the level of coordination that we know and love. Haven, once again, is their map. And you can see why exactly it's one of their best maps. They're on the defensive side of Haven. The defense with 3 sites, mind you, with only 5 defenders. And they're making their defensive holes this powerful that Reckoning they can't even walk into a site.
Yep. And you actually look at their lineup, they don't have that many Sentinels. They've just got a Cypher, so that Cypher is really the one doing all the work with the stripwires and covering a ton of ground, just making sure that they don't get to walk in anywhere for free or without a cost. And I think that's really working out for them. The Cypher pickup is something that I think a lot more teams are going to try. The Killjoy, of course, can really lock 2 parts of the map down, like probably the A and the B side, or the C or the B side if you want to, but it's still, not as effective as the Cypher who can put a cam in one place, a trip fire another, then another trip fire somewhere else, and he just covered so much ground at that point. And then
Whoa,
no! Collateral for him.
MW1, but right to ace. Maybe be careful on your right side. The left side, my bad. But my right to ace just give it up. Walk away, man. He just got a collateral on one of your teammates. He got a 3K. And now he's got 4. Right to ace. He lets out his dog, and now on the back end, it's gonna be another problem, one after the other. Shock darts ready to go down in. What do you do here? Just die, I guess. Just go over and play dead. You've been in the back. Oh no, Hellfire pulls out his classic just to put insult to injury. He's pulling them in with it. 7-2, ladies and gentlemen, and no reckoning. No, this is not how it was meant to go. You just took a pause as well. You wanted to go in for a seaside execution, but you're walking into the awaiting arms of an operator. Velocity, they won out on so many rounds that of course they're gonna pick up this op. You can't go to C long, especially with just pistols. I understand that was an eco round, but still.
Yeah.
You needed to get the spike plant. You need to get as much value out of your rounds as possible because it's a 7-2. There's only 3 more rounds left.
Yeah, reckoning there just doesn't seem to be a lot of rhyme or reason to them doing the things they're doing. It's just very random and Hellfighter. My god, I think this is the third time actually this game that we've seen collateral kills come through. Insane, just insane stuff from Velocity. Just having a field day. There you go, Bondef finds Hellfighter, but it's still a 4v3.
Okay, never mind. Bondef finally, first kill of the game. First kill for many more. MW1 though, he pushed himself up real deep in towards the enemy spawn territory. He's looking to get this kill, but they're not going to be giving it to him. They know that the danger man's right behind them, but still 2 other people down inside of the side. Oh my god, Bondef! He catches Marshall on the jump! He jumps his head clean off his shoulders, and now it's all up to Vibor. It's a 2-2 situation. Vibor, you just gotta live, you just gotta survive. You should not be going in for any sort of an aggressive peek. You have the Hunter's Fury, you have the option of using it now, slowly but surely. Vibor, he's already inside of the side. Good for 1. And
oh my god.
Vibor. Stupid. He was just not even ready for it. He's like, oh, there's no way Vibor walks into a side. It'll be fine.
It is over.
Vibor is like, you activated my trap card. Huzzah!
He's still got the magic touch, man. I have to tell you, Vibor is just absolutely out of his mind. I don't know what's up with him. Usually he's not the one playing the SOA, but today it just seems like Vibor is dismantling the side of Reckoning, and Reckoning have no answer. If you look at the way they've been moving around the map, they've just been rushing or trying to get some information, but not really having a game plan for trying to, accumulate that information and act on it. It just seems to be very random coming in from Reckoning. On the other hand, Velocity are just playing it very patient. MW1 goes for crazy peek. Doesn't find anyone. Right to ace gets spotted, cleaned up by Ayan, and his gun is gonna be dropped. Bondef, good for 1. Gets Hellfighter. Mazel still ducked into the corner. The lockdown has come through. Oh my god, like rats in a maze. Vibor will get the lockdown though. It's gonna buy them some more time, and Reckoning will instantly back off towards the A side instead. It's like a choo-choo train, and everyone's making their way there. Heaven smoked off, and so is the area connecting defender spawn to A. So, free side for the time being. Vibor waiting, looking for the spike plant. Will be able to get 1 kill. Gets Bondef, but gets instantly traded out at mid. Mazel sees Trist. He's probably gonna leave him alone and make his way towards site instead. W1 looking for an opening himself. He tries to repeat that Mazel, but Trist tells her to sit the hell down. And MW1, well, might as well go for it now with only 2 rounds remaining. Has enough money to rebuy the operator. Thinking about sticking it, and I think Juven heard that. Yeah, he did. Sick 1-tap coming in from him. Cleans up MW1. And that's the round done and dusted. It's 50 for Reckoning. Once again, winning the rounds they're not supposed to, and losing the ones they are.
Hey, the 9-3 first scoreline is on the cards. Maybe this is what the side of Reckoning we're hoping for at all times.
Could be. Definitely could be. But, I don't know. I wouldn't really count Velocity as a team that would succumb to the 9-3 curse. I just think they're too strong for it.
Could happen.
The curse is just not effective. You need to sacrifice some animals to make it work.
In this situation, I think that Velocity, they're going to be sacrificing them. sacrificing their opponents by tying them up here, but nope, that is not going to be the case. MW1, he was playing with fire, he wanted to go in for that shot. He just looked at the turret and is like, turret, please don't do this to me. Don't do me dirty like this. But the turret's like, nah. It's gonna happen. And MW1, he's gonna get tagged down to only 63 HP. He's going in for a little bit more of a play. And then MW1, I don't understand why he's playing it so risky. Just play it slow, play it steady. It's looking to be something a little bit too dangerous, to say the very least. All the members of Reckoning, they have made their way down towards this A-long sideline, but you can see that VALOR, he's gonna be the gatekeeper. He's gonna be the one to be the danger man. He's waiting for it, but still, he goes in for the spray, and that's gonna cost him. IonQ, he just flicks his wrist around and just slaps him with it. Once they're already out, that's gonna be the second as well. Here comes the push, and here comes the defensive choke.
Oh my god, Flash is being
30 seconds
exchanged.
left.
Both teams blind, but it does allow Hellfighter to set up that Cosmic Divide and set up in a beautiful way, actually.
Right to Ace.
Good
Come on,
to
right
see.
to Ace.
Oh, Sukuna gets cleaned up by the last knife from MW1. He's easy able to get
Spike
that
planted.
pick.
I've got your
Juwin is going to
trail.
find right to Ace in the meantime. MW1 still has the operator running, and
Last player
anyone else.
standing.
Bondev does get spotted but does not get taken out, and now Hellfighter in a 1v3. Flashed out. Juwin has seen him, and Hellfighter, I think this is a game over for him.
Yeah, he doesn't even know about the player on his flank. 1% in the back, he's just getting shooting up. 3, 2, 1. This is gonna be the one to take it all out. 8 and 4 in the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen, but it's completely fine because you're not getting the scoreline anymore.
Switching
Exactly,
sides.
it's a Giga Brain play coming from Velocity.
Yeah, it's a
They
game
knew.
of great plays. No one in chat can talk about it anymore.
Absolutely, just making sure you don't hit the 9-3 score line, the game's in your bag. And yeah, we go to a side switch now. Let's see how Velocity pull off their offense, because they do seem to have a lot of tools to try and make this work. You know, you've got the Sky, you've got the Sova, you've got, you know, the Cypher as well, who's going to be setting up tripwires and gams, so going to make sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, and you can pretty much ensure that you don't get caught off guard by a rowdy flank coming in from someone like the Killjoy or the Astra, so here's to hoping that they can pull this off. But Velocity seem to have a slightly different approach compared to Reckoning, making their way towards Garage instead. IonQ looking to spot out anyone towards A main. I think Mazel did show himself, and MW1 just going straight in, getting that spike planted very, very quickly into the round, looking to get the hell out back towards safety, and he'll succeed. In the meantime, Bondev is still trying to find two players towards A main. It's gonna be Mazel plus one. In fact, MW1 is just gonna push the buttons. He goes forward, he's gonna find Juwin. Mazel's gonna clean up Bondev, and now Velocity in a 4v3 comfortably, just playing post plant.
Yeah, they're just gonna wait here. What are they even worried about? Shock darts waiting on down in. There's no way they're gonna be sticking it that hard.
Oh,
this is gonna be good for 1 kill out towards the back end of it all, but still VALOR, he's gonna be the difference maker.
One
Here comes the
enemy
Hellfighter, but Hellfighter's like, come on, guys. You gotta steal a thunder like that. Mazel and VALOR, they just slap the last two players in the face and take them down. 9 and 4 in the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen. And hey, without the curse, I don't know what to say, man. Maybe it's gonna happen. We're gonna be looking at a possibility of a 13 and 5 or a 13 and 6.
Could be. I have to say, you know, Reckoning, this is looking rough for them, because I don't imagine Breeze is going to be their map to play. Haven was about as good of a shot as they're going to have to get this map and potentially the series, but the way things are looking right now, I don't think Reckoning have enough fuel in the tank to even, you know, make it 9-9. They just seem to be out of ideas. Well,
Oh, no, Sakuna!
Nolan fails, you buy a shotty and you make it work, but Mazel and right to Ace will get the cleanup. Bondev with his own shotty,
player
no, none,
Cage
as
three.
Hellfighter cleans him up. Juwin is gonna be all alone, getting spammed into oblivion, down to 16 points of life, and he hasn't even seen his opponent yet, so yeah, he's not gonna be feeling too good about that. Juwin, I think he was afraid of someone coming in from Garage. Yeah, that was probably the sound that was made towards Garage that made him turn there.
Not really the best of situations now, is it?
Absolutely not. And, well, you can clearly see the effect of Gen G
cracking
coaching
under
that
the
Velocity have received.
Yeah. But like, just look at how like immaculately Velocity is playing. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, do you see them? The way that they're moving around the map, there's not even a single bit of wasted movement. Tell me one situation where I can personally say that, oh, maybe they shouldn't have pushed there, but no. They're using their utility properly, they're positioning themselves accordingly to every scope of the map. And look at their positioning, they're able to do a lot here, but still, that was a good play from the side of Chris. Chris actually put a perfect balance one down.
They're concussed.
He's gonna be able to stop down both. And with that, the caster's curse is gonna be in full effect.
Absolutely, and just as I say that, Mazel is also gonna get caught. Ion Q cleans him up, Spike drop, not good position, and they're holding on. Hellfighter's also gonna bite the dust, leaving only Vapor and Right to Ace to clutch this one out. Two initiators on the side of Velocity, and Right to Ace needs to perfect the timing to get the skill. Has he done it? He might have, but he finds a bit too early. Good for one only, and June is gonna clean him up before sub the Phantom in a 1v2. Can he clutch this one out? Movement on point, does not get spotted by the Recon Dart. And he's gonna try and circle his way around from Garage. 1v3, not a 1v2. Fortunately, the Killjoy is dead, so the turret is not gonna do much. Might be good for one over here. Finds the Guna.
Bullets. This is bad. Vibor, you need to go in for a reload. You need to try and get this one. He has a recon bolt, he has an Outrun, he has every bit of information utility that he can get. But Vibor, the best play would be for you to just run around, go towards the side of Garage and go in for a massive wraparound flank. Because honestly speaking, at this point, that would be the better idea. But still, he's not gonna risk it. But he doesn't even need to do something like that, Vibor. Come on, man. This is not how it was meant to go. This is not how this anime arc was supposed to play out. It's wants more for that stick, but Vibor gets the clutch in a 1 versus 3, an impossible situation. Velocity, Velocity, Velocity. This is not how you do them. They have a family back at home. It's 11-4.
Absolutely meticulous coming in from Vibor. This guy, in another life, could have probably been a surgeon, and I would have trusted him to do every possible surgery on me. I would have been the scapegoat.
Brain
like,
surgery,
yeah,
man.
you
Forget everything. Do the brain surgery.
Yeah, probably. Like, I would need one after seeing Vibor play like that, because I'm quite sure I'm lacking a few brain cells here and there. But, my goodness, was that a beautiful round coming in from Vibor. Just clutching it out. On a 1v3. Right to Ace this time is gonna find Juin, start things off with a bang. Ion Q looking to find kills himself, but Right to Ace cleans him up too. Sit down, son, he says, as gets that kill on Ion, and NW1 looking for another. Right to Ace is gonna clean him up as well. Hellfighter's already in the site. I love it. I love it. While they were all clearing out A main, Hellfighter's like, yeah, I'm just gonna control site, guys. You guys have fun getting A main. I'm just gonna be chilling here.
Spike planted.
I am the defender now.
Absolutely.
And now it's all up to Sukun about. What can he do? He's like, who let the dog out? Now.
Oh, that was
beautiful
nasty.
tap towards the face of MW1, but still Right to Ace is gonna be the one to get that kill regardless. Bring it all down. It's another kill for him, and with that, I guess it's already over because looking at the scorecards, Vibor, he has 20 kills. 20.
Yeah.
On a Sova. And then there's Helef with 17 on an Astra.
Yeah, there's you know, in the spirit of honesty, I think there's only so many ways where you can say, you know, Velocity are winning. I mean, it's an age-old adage I have, and a team is winning a bit too much. I just say, you know, there's only so many ways you can say that TEAMXO is winning, and right now that team is Velocity. They're absolutely stomping the living crap out of RGE. Reckoning, they'll have the last hurrah, but it's not looking as good as they would like. The side of VLT just playing so fast. Look at the amount of ground they've covered in less than 20 seconds. They're into Garage, and MW1's gonna end up falling. Well, that kind of.
He knew. Remember the call out? They saw him.
Oh yeah, they
Spike
saw him
down,
then.
C.
Hellfighter got the clean up. Ion saw Muzzle going there. That's information relayed over to his team that could actually lull them into a false security away. Oh no, Nanos missed this. He's getting spammed. The recon dart's gonna go through as well. Dress still gets a kill before he falls, so Muzzle trades him out. Leaving the side of Velocity in a 2v3. This is still very doable for Reckoning over here. The spike dropped in Garage. This is not gonna be an easy hold.
They're giving up the control. Wait. Did Bodep not spot the spike?
Oh, I don't think he did.
Oh no, he didn't spot the spike. They're walking away from this.
30 seconds left.
I'm pretty sure they heard the footstep though. Marcel gave away sound.
destroyed.
This is
Oh, but
bad.
Tripwire.
Dude, the timing
Give
needs
me
to
a
be
corpse.
perfect here. Oh wait!
What? Wait, no! What?
No, Monef, no!
Oh, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that.
Oh,
10 seconds left.
oh. Well, is this the beginning of the end?
Could be. 2v2. Marzel and Hellfighter against Ayan and Juve.
Revealing area.
Recon Dart's gonna get instantly destroyed. There's much room for him to work with here, but as I say that, Marzel gets taken out, leaving Hellfighter in a 1v2, and Hellfighter moving around the enemy jets is spoke. Good for one, getting oh, he almost transferred.
Nearly.
Almost gets the spray transfer there. Just needed one bullet to connect, but Ayan is just one bullet lucky today.
Is that important?
Will
Ooh,
extend Reckoning stay by just one round.
Hopefully one round, but not practically, because this round was down to the wire while still being a 2 versus 3 situation.
No, yeah,
boy.
look at their money. It's completely broken. They're down to Bulldogs and light shields over here. Meanwhile, the side of Velocity, they've got all the money in the world to work with. Their bank looking absolutely massive. And all they care about is winning. They don't care if it's gonna take another 5 rounds. They'll play that game, but I doubt it's gonna happen. Oh, okay, Ayan gets spammed. Down to around 80 points of life, but still healthy. Healthy enough to
Right
get a
there.
kill from the op and back up to safety if need be. And elsewhere, I believe MW1 is looking to put the Blade Storm to work. Hellfighter peeks out, gets lucky that IonQ was not peeking at that time, so he doesn't get cleaned up. MW1 spotted by the turret. Has to dash away back to safety.
I've
if
got
needed,
your
but I
trail.
don't think anyone's gonna peek him there. He's in a bad position, he knows it. Both Seekers being committed by both teams. And MW1 a little bit confused which Seekers are his and which aren't. Gets one, and the A side's completely
What is happening?
open. Reckoning.
I have
what?
no idea what just happened.
Did
What?
they just give up the A side for free? Yes, they did. And Muslim goes in for the punish, gets 4 dead, gets the Cypher, gets that neural tap going, and now they know every single player's position on the side of Reckoning. This is a disaster of
They're all
epic
TT.
proportions.
They're all on the defender side at spawn. What do you do here?
Initiated.
Absolutely nothing. We can't hold this for long. Vivor's gonna be the one to come on down through strongly as well. He's gonna be able to take down the lockdown. There's nothing to be worried about. They can just wait. They don't even need to do anything. They need to rush her down over his side there. He can try to take these fights. Tristel for one kill on the man.
What?
Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What?
Hold on a second. Whoa.
Attackers
Hellfighter?
win.
What?
Hellfighter?
What? Man, what are those flicks?
No, that wasn't a flick, man. I think that that's called getting Valoranted.
Oh my god.
I think that Juve just got Valoranted. I am
Is-
very sure. We're gonna see this one more time. He just got Valoranted. I know it. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, he got Valoranted.
Oh my god, that... I'm surprised the Hellfighter's wrist didn't break, right?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know what just happened. Like,
Who knows?
brain cell wise, my brains are no longer there. I need to go to
Hellfighter
the Rog
is
Academy.
really good at Valorant. That's what
Yeah.
this is. He's just damn good. You know, don't try this at home. You're gonna break your wrist. Probably gonna get RSI or carpal tunnel. You don't want either of those. Surgeries are required to fix it. It's very expensive. Just stay safe, kids. This is not the kind of stuff you should be trying at home. Disclaimer:
Trained professionals.
trained professionals.
Yes.
But
That's-
wow, was that a bit of a spanking coming out from Velocity?
Once I don't know over to the map video, ladies and gentlemen, because
Yeah,
oh boy.
I mean, I have to say, I've never seen the side of Reckoning, just get handled like this. And I think it started right from the first round here. Look at this. Hellfighter gets a dink. Wibbo cleans it up with a shock dart. And all of a sudden, Reckoning is just falling apart like a house of cards. Like, Iron does his best. He gets one kill, but then Vibor and MW1 just clean up shop.
Like, what has been happening throughout this entire game? The way that they're playing together with the buddy system is just so good, and the way they're clutching on rounds as well. the level of performance from every single player, the individual performances, then there comes the team play performances. Like, it's just beautiful to watch. Everyone was doing their job properly, and when they needed to step up, they stepped up big time every single time. But you want to ask a question of what really went wrong for Reckoning. This is not the Reckoning that should have been to, like, this is the same Reckoning that we're talking about that took down Velocity, like the similar Reckoning, sorry, that took down Velocity in the
Hmm.
previous season.
Oh
They're
yeah.
the ones who were the juggernauts of the entire group stages just one
I
season
mean,
ago, and now they're having this much of a struggle.
yeah. I mean, times have definitely changed for the side of Reckoning. It seems that uh, correct me if I'm wrong, but Sukuna is a new addition to the roster, right? I
Yes.
don't believe I've seen him before, right? So these roster shuffles coming in from Reckoning, it seems that they haven't really had the time to adapt to each other and rise up to the same level that they had or that they were maintaining back in season two. It seems that they've dropped down a bit. And Velocity, like against a team like Velocity, that's you just can't perform that well. I mean, you have to remember the old Enigma, the first edition of Enigma with Batman and everyone else. They had been playing together for a long, long time, and that is when they were actually looking really good, and I think they managed to beat Velocity as well. So you can just imagine the amount of time it takes to just play together as a team, and the amount of practice you have to put in to beat a team like Velocity. You go through a roster shuffle and then you just end up struggling. I don't see how Reckoning could have won this match in all honesty. It just seems that Velocity are a bit too strong at this point. They even though two of their players or two of their core players are out, their Deathmaker and Amaterasu are not playing. Velocity is just as strong. They're just completely wrecking everyone and everything inside. And this was the map pick of Reckoning. It wasn't the map pick of Velocity either. So I imagine from here on out, it's only going to get worse for Reckoning.
Dude, having such an insane seven-man roster is impossible on a team. People struggle with six-man rosters to keep them consistent with their six player. And there's seven people on Velocity.
Yeah.
Explain to me how are they this strong? Like, there is no explanation for it. Velocity as a team, they have worked through every single flaw that they do have, and they're trying to get even better. They're already this scary. Just imagine what they're gonna be like moving on down the line with even more practice with their core players as well on the side.
Yeah.
Reckoning,
I
they have
mean,
their work cut out for them.
they absolutely do. And I think one of the things that's really going in the way of Velocity is just having 1-2 seasons Gauntlet, and on top of that, they've had that coaching session with Genji like we talked about, so they've probably learned a lot from that as well. They're trying to implement all of those not only in their individual plays but also their team plays, and I think that's just what's giving them the edge against these teams. And Reckoning, they clearly have a long way to go after their roster shuffle. So I hope for their
Yeah,
sake they're
that's true.
actually able to bounce back and show up a good performance for the rest of this season, at least avoid relegation. But for the time being, I believe we're going to be cutting to a break. When we come back, we're going to be heading down over to the map of Greece. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Until then, you're watching LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial, along with our apparel partner 656, our accessories partner Cosmic Byte, and our esports partner Aimlab. Thank you for watching. We'll be back in just a few.
the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial. Our apparel partners is 656, accessory partners Cosmic Byte, and our esports partner is none other than Aimlab. We are now back straight into the matchup because, honestly speaking, game number one, Floki, I don't
A
know, man.
whitewash. That's
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
pretty
happened.
much a whitewash. It's kind of the exact same scoreline that we expected.
They
It's
said
either a
7 to 8 rounds.
35-30. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was supposed to happen like this because Reckoning, the way that they were playing, it just doesn't feel as though they were meshing together as a unit. And even the one round that they did win when it came down to their first initial buy round, it was too close
Yeah,
for comfort. It should not have been that close.
exactly. And the one round they did win was on the back of the element of surprise. They won that eco somehow. They connected with all their shots velocity, just made a couple of mistakes and they capitalized. But hey, the agent selection screen is ready. No crying over spilt milk. Let's jump into the next game and see if the side of Reckoning can put up a better scoreline going into this one. Bond picking up the arena. Now that is bold.
A
Never really
little bit
seen
bold. A little bit
Bondev
bold.
playing that. Yeah. I mean, I've seen him play the Rays before, but I haven't seen him play the Reyna. That is definitely new. Chuban eyeing up that Sua as always. He's probably going to pick that up. Hellfighter on the Cypher. And there you go. This looks much more like a VLT composition now. You've got Vibor playing the Viper. You've got Muzzle on this on the Sky. You've got Hellfighter on the Cypher. Yeah, just regular stuff. You know, that's the kind of comp you're used to seeing. Last time, I believe I saw Vipor playing the Sova, Right to Ace playing the Sky, and sure Sky. I mean, Right to Ace does play the Sky, so it's not the end of the world. But then Marcel was playing that Cypher, and yeah, just overall, it was a little bit unsettling to see that. Now it seems like they're in the comfort zone, and not there's not much that Reckoning can do to offset that,
Select your
unless
agent.
they've got a surprise in store for us, unless they've been practicing this map in secret. I mean, they had the option of banning it, but they left it in, so you never know. Maybe Reckoning Esports, they've got a way to work this map out after all, and they're gonna catch us by surprise in this one. I wouldn't count out Reckoning just yet. I still think they have a good chance, but I believe it's gonna come down to the first two rounds. I believe if Reckoning can win those two, I think they have a decent shot at winning Breeze. But if Velocity just figures them out in the first two rounds itself, then Reckoning is gonna have a hard time clawing their way back into the game.
It's just gonna be difficult, but at the same time, if they want to bring something back, they can do it at any second. It all really does depend on them being able to showcase their own capabilities as a roster. And the thing is that the way that they're taking these fights, the way that they're taking a lot of these different engagements, it's
Yep.
it's just really difficult, I would say, because Reckoning as a roster, they are trying to fill in those gaps as much as they possibly can, but that's not working for them. Bondev's not able to hit a lot of his shots. He's trying to be a lot more consistent, but it's just not the case. Hopefully, moving on down the line, Velocity are going to be able to turn it all around
प्लस
because
के बाजू में जो है
currently,
इसका अलग है क्लाउड 2 है अलग है
I don't know.
क्लाउड 2 का अलग होता है
Reckoning, their chances of
वन
winning this
सेकंड
one are
क्रेडिट बैक
quite slim.
Yeah,
और गेम में
it's
से
not
मैनुअली
looking
सिलेक्ट
all
करो
that good for Reckoning. Although I do see, a couple of smiles on the
Boot
boot
camp.
camp.
बहुत
I
गंदा
see
हो
them,
रहा है
with smiles on their faces, and things are not looking all that bad. But you never know. Maybe picture is a little bit deceiving. Maybe it's not actually what's going on. Although they do seem to be sharing a chuckle at the moment. VLT, they're having a couple of microphone issues, so as soon as they get those fixed, we're going to be jumping back into the game. But yeah, for the time being, we do have a pause. I see Vapor on camera. I see MW1 and Mars. I see Right to Ace and Hellfighter though. Are they
Yeah.
not at the boot camp? I believe they aren't. No, wait. I think I see Right to Ace there in Vapor's cam. So
Yeah, that's right too. It's all right. They're on there, but they just don't want to show to the world that they're there. They're just
yeah,
sitting there, they're chilling, they're just vibing. And Vibor is like, all right, nothing to really worry about. You can see my handsome face and so right to Ace for now. They gotta get those chicks somehow, But Velocity, they're in a good position. They are the ones in the driver's seat. They're the ones carrying all the momentum in the entire world. So moving on down the line, you can see already that the members of Velocity, they're sizing up all of their different chances. They're trying to weigh out their options and how they really want to take this engagement.
Right here.
And with the match starting up down through soon enough, 15 seconds left on the clock, 10 seconds left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. And Floki.
Yep.
I think that this could be another story in the making for a possibility of 13-2. Like, there is a high chance it's a 13-2.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it seems right off the bat there is some aggression towards the B side. Players are lining up for the time being, but they've not found entry into the site just yet. They have been stopped thanks to the snake bite as well as the poison cloud that are coming in from Vapor, keeping them in check, keeping them at bay. And in the meantime, Hellfighter looking towards mid, getting a lot of information, doesn't see anyone there. The cam also not activated, so he did not see anyone going there. They try to cross over towards B tunnels. They've spotted out. Possibly cleaned up here. Gotta be careful if you're reckoning. Check the cameras, but don't see anyone. There you go, the wiper wall going up, the cloud going up as well at the same time. Just sort of prevents passage over here. And Ayan loses a lot of HP. He's not starting good time, but before it gets cleaned up, Puzzle's good for 2, though might be good for 3 as well. No, Sukuna is going to clean him up along with Triss, who finds Hellfighter. Now right to Ace alone, working around the cage, but oh, Triss, a running headshot straight to right to Ace's dome, leaving MW1 in a 1v3. One cloud burst, no dash. Can he make this work? For the time being, just bait out some peaks over here, but they're really not biting. moment. MW1 spots one out,
He's
gets
gone.
one kill, gets shot in the back. It's looking to create a couple of angles. Trist, good for one, using the pillar as cover. Good work by MW1 trying to isolate these fights. Looking to get the second pick, spots out Juven peeking, misses the shot, and I think
This
that's it. Round
is
done and
nothing.
dusted. Reckoning done it. Done this one, and yeah, Velocity. They're gonna lose the first one. Reckoning starting off
Last
the back.
player standing.
Great stuff for them. I mean, the fact that they're able to win the first round against Velocity is going to give them some much needed tempo. Potentially put Velocity in a spot where they have to play from behind, and they do not like to predict what the opponent's going to try and do. There's going to be a lot of randomness coming in from Reckoning. That's just how the roster likes to play. Seems that Reckoning, the choice, or rather the place, is going to be that A side. The Viper still holding on to the wall. Really popping it right away. I'm gonna wait for the owl to come in, and there you go, there's the Viper wall. Being lined up right to Ace, gets spotted, gets stacked up, and the site is almost completely empty. No one over there to stop them. Bondef just gonna stroll in, get all the control in the world, but look at the backstab coming in.
no.
Velocity Trace though! He is watching it all. Oh my god, yeah.
No,
Okay, well, he was good for one. And Ion's fine before, so it's still in favor of Reckoning at the end of the day. And Ion got the backstab covered as well, takes out Hellfighter, leaving right to Ace in a 1v2, and he's got the worst possible weapon. He will switch over to a Frenzy though, so
That's also
gives
a
himself
very
a
bad
fighting chance. Yeah, it is, but it's definitely better than a shotty, so... I mean, he, one shot at the chest and he's dead, so...
One enemy remaining.
9Q is gonna be good for his third. Looking for his fourth. Right to Ace, maybe just good for one kill. Yeah, just one. Sakuma's gonna be the one to get taken down, and with that, it's gonna be pretty much dusted. Swinging around the corner, Juven's gonna be the one to shove him down. Okay, it's a 0-2. 13-2 predictions on the card, ladies and gentlemen. With Velocity winning out on that first pistol. Sorry, first Byro, my bad.
Yeah.
It could happen. Because this is kinda true about Velocity all the time. Whenever it comes down to the map of Breeze, they always lose out on the pistol and the eagle.
Subsequent. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
normal.
it's not even surprising at this point. It's just, you know, you'd be surprised if Velocity did win the pistol and they did win the second and be like, wait, I don't like where this is going. For now though, Reckoning are gonna play their bonus out by trying to make an attempt towards B. It's gonna be a very fast play coming in. Not gonna give the side off Velocity to react. Ion's gonna straight up dash forward, and MW1 gets the clean up. Hellfighter gets the other one as well. The aggression has been halted, but now the Stinger too strong at that range, so MW1 does get
Spike
cleaned
down,
up right
B.
to Ace. Get the trade on Sakuna. Trist coming in from the backstab, takes out right to Ace in turn.
Last
Secures
player
some
standing.
control for the team, but Hellfighter through that wall somehow gets Juven. And Trist
Nice
making all
shot.
the noise in the world, coming in all the way from spawn at that distance, trying to fight with a Spectre against a Vandal. Let's just say that's not gonna pan out the way he wants it to.
Oh, before he spotted out the white hat of the Cypher. And Tristy has a worst possible weapon to take this fight. What is he gonna do? Get slapped in the face by Marcel with a bullet. Sorry, slapped in the back of the head with a bullet. 1-2 on the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen. And hey, Velocity, they keep their age-old tradition alive, always losing out in the first 2 rounds on Breeze and then clapping back hard immediately as soon as they have guns in their hand.
Yep, and now, side of Velocity, maybe feeling a bit more comfortable. They did lose a couple of the players, so I wonder if they're going to be able to buy. They are going to be able to buy up. They are going to have enough money left in the tank to pull up and not to go through with another buy, but RGE in the meantime, it seems that Juven is going to be running a sheriff. Everyone else going to be on Phantoms and Vandals, so they're going to be doing alright as well. The first real round of this game after the pistol. And that recon dart, it has flown to some place where it has not seen it before. It's going to be the first point of contact towards A. There's that Viper wall at the ready to put up if they do see anyone coming. And Reckoning playing this one out a lot more patiently. Trying to change up the pace, maybe throw Velocity off guard a bit, make them a little bit desperate. And Marzel will use his Wolf, spot out one person towards the attacker spawn area, but for the time being, they're still holding. Peeking out just yet. Trist as well on the lurk, doesn't see anyone. And 2 people huddle up outside of tunnels. Jiwen gonna finally make his move with the owl. The Poison Cloud and Snakebite comes through though. It's gonna prevent passage for the time being. And Ayan thinking about going in is actually gonna do so. Could be very, very risky over here, but does make it into the site with minimal damage before. Cleans him up though, gets another one, gets a third one, takes out Bondef. Looking for Jiwen as well, but Jiwen will shut him down. Muzzle will get Triss, leaving Jiwen in a 1v4. Impossible situation here. Jiwen,
Yes,
can he actually tap it? No, he cannot, unfortunately. Velocity will pull it right back with 2 rounds in a row, forcing the side of Reckoning into Eniko.
Well, in this situation, just playing dead would have been way better. Be like, yo, I'm not here, you're not here, none of us are here. Just wait for the timer to go out and then we'll have a little bit of fun later. But Velocity, they're not going to be taking any of that. And with that, that's going to be another round on the board. They have the equalization, and once again, this is the Velocity that we know and love. This is how they like to play, and you got to remember that last round was pretty much a pseudo buy for them. Only Juven's the one who had a sheriff on him. And now they're being forced onto an ego. So this is Velocity's turn to get the lead back into their favor, and as soon as they have the lead, you know for a fact they're not going to be giving up on it anytime soon.
Okay, nice Snakebite coming in forward. Just prevent them from just pushing out of that corner towards the main entrance. And everyone just firing bullets back and forth, but no one really connecting for the time being. Right to Ace, make some noise towards the gate just to distract that Cypher a little bit before.
Oh, that
go for another
toxic fight. That toxic fight is so good. They're all stuck.
Oh, he's fighting them up. Wait, Triss, he's able to find Muzzle actually. This still might be possible. They're able to tag up MW1. He gets shot in the head, but makes it back towards safety. And right to Ace gets to play around his own teammate. Smoke, but Triss cleans him up with the rifle from long range. Does find a good for one. Looking for the second, cannot find it, leaving MW1 in a 1v1. Gets spotted out by the camera. Triss taking his own sweet time, not really peeking just yet. And MW1 will
This
the dart.
is nothing.
Spike can't get the kill. Triss clutches it out. And what is it with Reckoning in Thrifty rounds? I just cannot seem to understand.
They want a Thrifty on a goddamn map that does not favor Thrifties. This is probably the worst map in the entire game when you consider the possibility of a Thrifty round.
Oh yeah.
It just does not happen.
I don't know. I mean, Reckoning is just, you know, the team that is... I said it last time, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it until it gets old and you get sick and tired of me saying it. They win the rounds they're not supposed to, and then they lose the rounds they're not supposed to. So it's a team of paradoxes, essentially. But right away, this guy is going to be able to flash out the Viper and push her back. I see 4 people moving up towards B shot. They're going to try to make their way towards tunnels instead. But that drone coming in from the SOA is going to keep that push in check. Viper split being used towards A means everyone is going to be funneled towards B instead. There you go. It's being exchanged back and forth, but Hellfighter is the one who actually connects, starting things off. He finds Iron Q, MW1 falls, and Hellfighter is laying it out his own cage, but Juwen is able to clean him up in turn. And now right to Ace, as well as his friend, are gonna have to play from outside the Viper wall. They don't see anything. The Viper split comes through from the side of Reckoning as well. Try and secure this round, make sure they don't give up too many, you know, agents in pursuit of that spike plant. Before with the Spectre somehow best spawn def at that range. Gets completely outclassed, making it a 3v3. And right to Ace, wasn't letting go of that Seeker. Does end up spotting out players inside the Viper's pit, and right to Ace to make a play. Marvelous goes in with the flash, gets 1 kill, but Juwen and Triss clean up shop and secure the round.
The way that they're able to secure some of these rounds, I don't really understand at all. How? Why? What? It's working. The side of Reckoning, they're making it happen. They're able to take these 2 rounds faced off of pretty much a Viper spit, and their positioning is just really immaculate. Not immaculate, I would say, but it's really good. Because
it's
look
very
at
good.
Trist. Trist is like the literal danger man in this situation. 10-3 on a Cypher. If your Cypher player's having a good day on this map, you know for a fact that there's a high possibility you might just be the one to win it all.
Yep. This time around, they left the B side completely open. Instead, trying to focus on mid instead to maybe get a few pickups here and there. Allow them to grab a weapon or 2 and maybe, just maybe pull this round through. But that's ambitious. Not even Velocity know that. Recon dot comes through, doesn't reveal anyone. All there with the Lear. It's gonna keep anyone in check, and Marzel quick on the one tap, does find IonQ. Right to ace. Gonna have to retreat here, not in a very good spot, and Marzel also all by himself. Looking to find more, but they've backed off over here, reckoning they will respect Velocity's presence and instead make their way towards mid, where Trist has found a lot of map control, and Marzel himself looking to find an opening over here. Doesn't see anyone. Trist is actually going to go for a big backstab over here, is all the way towards mid, making his way towards halls. Bondef is going to find MW1 in the meantime, towards A main, and now Velocity, you can see them shuffling and just sort of running around like a headless chicken. 3 players going up A main.
30
Owl
seconds
has
left.
been heard. Right to ace will drop that recon dot and
Tripwire
back off the
destroyed.
safety, but Marzel
Here.
finds
Oh,
another. Gets
Oh,
on there.
Trist.
Oh my god, but Trist's position is
Oh, yeah.
absolutely insane. Do they know about this? Do they know
Nope.
that he's all the way in halls? They don't seem to guess. But wait, Hellfighter, he himself is coming on the flank. I think he heard
10
someone make all
seconds
that
left.
noise and he's not peeking just yet. 7 seconds remaining on the clock. Where's the spike? They need to get it planted. 5 seconds remaining. They will finally get the spike down. Hunter's Fury to
Spike
prevent
planted.
it. Oh my god, the spike will go down, but Sukuna is going to be for it with his life. Marzel gets a tweet there. Oh, and Joe is going to get cleaned up as well, Marzel.
How?
Makes them
Why?
all topple over like a bunch of dominoes. One after the other they fall, and Velocity, well, they answer back in how. They get
No.
themselves an eco round win as well.
Thrifty.
Reckoning,
No.
they're not the masters of it all. Velocity
No.
can do them better.
Loki, you can hear the pain in my voice.
I can.
Like, dude, there is no way they lost that round. There is absolutely no way.
I love the
Trist?
timeout though. I love the timeout that Mondef is taking. I think this is perfect.
They need to. They need
Yeah.
to.
They
If
need
there is any around, if there was ever a round you want to take a timeout on, it has to be this. They had every single bit of information they could have ever dreamed of on the map of Breeze, mind you. You knew exactly where all of the defenders were. You saw the Sky using the heal. The heal is something that you can see. You can hear. 2 players are outside of the garage doors. I'm very sure that someone, like Trist, was gonna be the one to see the person pushing down through from rafters. And what just happened? No one was watching mid. Trist didn't even pay attention to mid, and Marcel just walked in, killed him. What?
Yeah, that was insane. The good news, though, for the side of Reckoning is that they still have a buy because Trist's money is insane. He's got 9,000 creds. He can potentially drop 2 rifles, pick up light shields for himself, and maybe one of the players can work around with a Spectre or a Sheriff. Maybe IonQ doesn't need a buy and could potentially go for this one, and that's exactly what Trist will do. I think he's going to drop away at least 1 rifle. And we'll see if Sukuna... Okay, Sukuna's going to get a Spectre in his hand, so they're going to buy this round. I like it. You know, they need to make sure that they kind of stop Velocity from
Get out of my
gaining the
way.
economic momentum. But now 5 players grouped up outside B. Reckoning are looking to hit B in full force, and once again, Vapor has read this like a book. Wasn't allowed as well as Snakebite to prevent the push from coming in, but Juwin looking to find a pick will get Vapor right away, and that's the wipe of being taken out. No more Poison Cloud, no more Snakebite, but towards mid, right away finds Bondef. Again, making it a 4v4. And they've not found any map control elsewhere. So Reckoning don't really have a lot of options over here. Could back off together, but it's gonna be a long and arduous attempt to take back map control. At this point, they're pretty much dedicated to B. IonQ also gets spotted out. Jumping in the corner, will dash away to back to safety. A lot of HP still remaining over here. And Ion looking to check the corner. But okay, right to ace, good for one.
Spike
Taken
down.
out by Ion. Marzel gets
One
1,
enemy
gets 2
remaining.
before being traded out, and Hellfighter's gonna be there to get the cleanup kill.
Cage
And
trigger.
Velocity will quickly shut down the side of Reckoning, as Reckoning, they gamble and they lost.
I don't know what happens to Reckoning. It's like, whenever you take these kind of pauses, you would think that, okay, maybe they're trying out a different strategy, but most of the time it just ends up with them going in for a fast rush onto a site. Doesn't it feel like that? Because it honestly does from time to time. It feels like the disconnect just grows even more, and that's not what the case should be like.
Absolutely. I mean, Reckoning is just a team that continues to boggle my mind. Right to ace, gonna get spotted out by that recon dart. Oh, putting out the shotgun at the wrong pause at the worst possible moment. Trisk cleans him up. 3 square shots to the chest. Down goes right to ace. Hellfighter worried about bridge. Has the Cypher Cage stopped the aggression from stairs for the time being, but Marzel running full force. Has not hurt him. He's gonna be able to get one. Hellfighter doesn't clean up anyone. Gets taken out by Bond there before. Gets one. Looking for the second. Still standing. Has the snake bite. Will prevent them from pushing in towards Tube. And Marzel will find Sukuna in the meantime. Just down to Before and Marzel. And look at that setup before. Gets Juin. A bait and switch. And Marzel capitalizes as he gets Bond Def. Velocity will hold.
5 and 4, ladies and gentlemen. 5 and 4. Velocity. They turned up the heat already. It was a 2 and 4 before. And now 3 consecutive round wins have given them the lead once again. But. Reckoning, this is another buy round for them. And if they're able to win out on this buy round, they get a little bit of a chance to have more breathing room. Take a possible 6 and 6 scoreline. Because personally, for them to take a lead and send it down over into a 7 and 5, I don't think it's highly likely unless they're able to circumvent MW1 and his operator. In 1 second. Hello? Right to ace? Where are you standing and where did that recon bolt land? Forget the fact that MW1 got a kill. Right to ace?
I have no clue how that recon dart reached there. But IonQ already down to 40 points of life. Tried to push into his own cloudburst. Is going to be invulnerable, but still strong enough to get the kill on Vapor. Shuts him down, makes it a 3v4 for his team. It's still a disadvantage. Spot Mark gets spotted out. Has to duck the cover for the time being. And right to ace, providing some covering fire. Marcel would see fit to use his wolf. Scout things up for his team on Hellfighter, crawling in from the back lines. Like a venomous viper slithering in tall grass. You can't see him coming. He's gonna spring. He gets more there, but the toxin's not enough. He's not gonna be able to get the kill. Marzel instead will be there for the cleanup though. Looks like the distraction was all that was needed. Sometimes you just need to strike fear into their hearts.
That's not how it's going to go. It's really not.
I mean,
They get the sight. Like it's like stealing candy from a baby. You give the baby a candy, then you let the baby walk for a little while longer, and then you snatch the candy away, and then you put it in your mouth and you just walk away. That's kind of what it feels like.
That's what it is. I mean, that's what it is from Velocity. They're literally giving
That's
candy
what
to
my
a baby,
childhood was like as well.
taking it away. Whoa. Hey. Wait, there's no way on earth we're doing therapy over here. You can go be depressed on your own time, Maggie. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I think that, no, I honestly feel as though Reckoning they're in the same boat as me. They're also different. Look at them. They're just trying to rush into a side. They're trying to get kills, but Velocity, they're not showing any form of remorse. They're not showing any empathy at all. They're just shutting them down. They're taking away their hopes and their dreams here.
I mean,
What do
hey,
you do?
a quick eco is the best eco, as I like to say, and that was a very quick eco for the side of Reckoning. They move on to the buy round now. Still have the potential to make it 7-5, by the way, which is not a bad scoreline for them. I mean, considering the lineup, they have a pretty good defense running, but the issue is going to be winning this round. Can they actually make it work here? They've got rifles on board on all of their members, but they just can't seem to find the group. And this time around, Vibhor, he's gonna funnel everyone towards that A site instead. And you can see Marzel is already clearing out mid, not anticipating Reckoning to gain map control there. MW1 tags up Sukuna, drops into around 70 points of life, while the rest of the squad of Reckoning are still ducked together outside of A main, not making any movement at all, no map control anywhere else. Marzel just waiting like a tiger. Just waiting for someone to cross his path and spring his trap. And Hellfire also playing towards double doors. MW1 gets the out. Here comes through, but MW1 gets the kill before the Lear can come into effect. Sukuna being taken out over here. MW1 dashes away back to safety. The recon bolt will not scout this nice cloud burst. Oh, a big win coming in from MW1. Bond for June capitalized. Take down right to ace and Hellfire. And MW1 seems to fit on the sheriff. Out of bullets on the operator, looking to get the reload. Will get it. Can he find the kills? No, Marzel does find Bondev though. He makes it a little bit more even for his team. Trist afraid to cross the road, courtesy of the operator. And Reckoning in a very awkward split here. Marzel looking to capitalize. Still got 2 flashes at the ready. extend the guy on aim, but IonQ peeks in the worst
One
possible time
enemy
for him and
remaining.
cleans him up. Triss is also going to find MW1 leaving before in a 1v3. The mastermind himself needs to come in clutch for this one. That won't spot him. He gets dinged. Still manages to get the kill on Ion. Fakes presence towards Ultra, rather fakes aggression towards another spot. Takes out Triss, but Juwin's there for the cleanup. And Reckoning, they make it 7-5. A very impressive scoreline. A lot more competitive
Switching
than their
sides.
map of Haven.
This is just... I don't know what to say anymore, Loki. I really don't. Like, you can see how speechless I am.
Yep, I can. And it doesn't
just-
seem like any amount of votes are gonna fix or do justice to what Reckoning is doing.
Like, they're getting the rounds that they're not supposed to get, and then they're just suddenly turning out. Like, I am repeating the same words as you. What have you done to me?
I don't know, it just seems that Reckoning are in a bit of an awkward spot. Like, they have some ideas that they know that are gonna work. Then again, from time to time, they just mess up the little things, and that ends up screwing them over. And I think that's what this team needs right now. They need a bunch of polish. Well, Velocity are gonna make their presence felt towards A, but an instant poison cloud plus a snake bite to deter them from pushing any further. And VLT will hold on, just waiting for the toxins to run out, and then they make their move. Into the A side they go, Juwin. Well, standing over there, Sakuna, waiting for the spike to be planted. Muzzle gets the spam going.
Spike
Nice shot cuts
planted.
coming in from Juwin. Can they actually catch someone? No, they cannot. Just a little bit off the mark there. IonQ spots out the Cypher tripwire, does clean it up, but they know that someone's coming in from the backstab. Vibo was just waiting there, waiting for someone to come through with a classic taps down to
standing.
MW1 and right to his point, but as well, leaving you in a 1v5. A clean,
Flawless.
pristine round coming in from Velocity.
A flawless pistol on the map of Breeze. Okay, bro. Okay, calm it down. Take a chill pill and just relax for a second, because this is not how it's supposed to go. Not on Breeze. You don't get flawless pistol rounds here. Somehow, the side of Velocity, they had so... I was scared about them being like, hey, maybe Reckoning they have a chance for a comeback, but then I remembered, wait, this is Velocity that we're talking about. And they're gonna be going on the attacking side of the much more stronger side on this map.
Yep.
So now is where the real fun begins. Will the side of Reckoning be able to adapt to a lot of the strategies that Velocity are going to be bringing down to the table? Because you gotta remember something, we always highlight the fact that they got a coaching staff, so they're a brand new roster pretty much, more or less. They have a lot more different strategies they can use going up against the opposition. So anything that Reckoning knew previously, they need to throw it out of the window. Wait, what? Who's behind them?
That is the squad of Reckoning. They've all gone for some mid control, looking to swarm Hellfighter by the numbers, but Hellfighter will get himself into a better position. And there you go, Lamps to the slaughter. Hellfighter spamming his Guardian, doesn't get a single kill. It's just there for the intimidation factor, and everyone else on Velocity cleans up shop.
Hellfighter's like, look at me. Look at me.
I exist and I am scary, behold! And he proceeds to miss every
Boom.
single shot.
I am Count Dracula, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
For anyone who watched the Hotel Transylvania movies, but that's kind of what it was like. Poor old Hellfighter. He's like, I'm gonna make this Guardian look scary. I'm gonna make this thing look good. I'm gonna put this in the meta, but then suddenly...
I'm gonna make big sounds, and that's gonna scare the enemies. It's gonna catch them off guard. And that's exactly what it did.
Audio overload is also a thing. It's a valid strategy. A lot of people use it.
Absolutely. I mean, imagine eating spam while there's flashes flying around, so are darting and stuff. It's insane. Hellfighter, what the hell is that tripwire? I haven't seen that before. Gets spotted out by the recon dart. IonQ good for one, but gets traded out by Marzel.
No charges left.
And MW1 is the sacrificial lamb for his team, and Marzel effective, just looking to get that spike planted. Will do so. Juwin.
Spike planted.
And then, what
Okay.
lineup is this?
Yes,
Yes!
indeed, that was absolutely amazing by Juwin. Zoning shock dart towards the top of bridge just to make sure no one's really
Intimidation
there.
shot, right?
Absolutely, it's an intimidation shock dart, but you know what isn't intimidating? Jules Vandal. He's able to find Muzzle on the back of it, but Hellfighter chimes in with the Guardian and he's shutting people down. Right Trace is able to find Trist as well. Now it's Bondef all alone in a 1v3 and he's scared for his life. He finds Vibhor from between the legs of the Sova. That's right to Ace. And sure, he's gonna get that kill, but he doesn't get the round.
Right here.
And Vibhor's gonna be quite confused about what just happened.
Vibhor's in the background like, yo, I just wanted to go in for a small peek, man. This is not how it was supposed to go, but at the same time, hey, we got to see an incredible lineup on a shock dart, so it's fine. Velocity,
Absolutely.
10 and 5 on the scorecards.
Can't help but think after looking at that Reckoning seems to be in a slightly agitated mental state. You know, they don't seem to be on point, and I am mincing words here. I am sugarcoating it a little bit. In more crude and in a more direct way, I just say they are tilted. They do not seem
I've got your
to be
trail.
mentally sound right now. Two are gonna get cleaned up by NW1 and his Vandal. Juin once again takes out that shock dart, but doesn't really get anyone to Seeker. Going straight to his position. NW1 spots out 3. Bondem cleans him up, but Hellfighter, he is waiting towards mid to get those kills. Nankyo at that distance actually fight with the frenzy, or can he? He actually can when he's got someone else backing him up. But it's still a 2v3. Report. No, 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 no! He's behind him! Chris is gonna find the kill and get a Vandal, now leaving it to a 2v2. Tried to Ace and Mazel still alive, and there's not a lot of time remaining on the clock, so the decision to make is, do they save the weapons over here, or do they kill themselves to the spike? Right to Ace and Mazel clearing out the areas, but they don't see anyone, and they're just gonna stay alive. They're gonna save the weapons for the next round.
Smiles on everyone's faces. MW1. He's feeling himself now that he's back on the server. He's back with his team. He's just like, hey boys, we got this. Nothing to worry about. But another thing, remember what we were highlighting before in the pre-show? Marzal being at the very top, 23 and 7.
Oh yeah.
Look at this man.
Oh
He
boy.
is the
boy.
he's the one that is shining the brightest for the entirety of his roster. Consistency to the core on this man. Just look at him. 23 on a sky.
Yeah, and he pulled off a share of 4K, the likes of which I haven't seen before, so this man knows a thing to do about the game.
Out of my way.
And not a lot, he knows enough. Enough to get 4K to share it on an eco round. And Bondef somehow cleans up MW1. Mars is able to get the kill over there. June out there to trade him out. June is also going to get another kill onto Velocity, leaving them in a 2v4, but they're still looking to make it work. Right to Ace gets stacked by the drone, and Hellfighter is just working his across them. Might just be able to get one kill. Catch them by surprise. Juin, not in a very good spot. I believe he is completely exposed here. He's gonna throw
30
the recon
seconds
down,
left.
doesn't spot Hellfighter. Hellfighter taking his time, will be able to get that pick on Juin. And he's got enough time remaining on the clock to plant the spike as well. Worried about B tunnels right now, but no one's there just yet. And Hellfighter is gonna stick the plant. 40 seconds left on the clock, that's more than enough. And now he needs to run the clock down for the next 45. Hellfighter.
Get this timing! Hellfighter! You missed the shot! No! Hellfighter!
Almost!
He nearly got the kill. If he just got that first initial shot onto IRQ, he was dead. But Hellfighter, he didn't want to commit to the fight. He got way too scared. The nerves acting up, and Hellfighter, he nearly pulled off the impossible 1 versus 3. Once again, somehow, Velocity. They're making these rounds so close. But right at the very end, Reckoning, they're keeping themselves alive. They're keeping themselves afloat here. Barely just craning their neck up over the edge of the water.
Yep.
That's all.
Man.
Reckoning, they need to swim up. Because otherwise, they're gonna start drowning. Like, for how long can he keep this up?
This is not a very consistent way to win matches, and Mazel, he's going to be spotting people out from the camps towards A main. Well, not Mazel, I mean Trist, sorry. I'm just getting confused between Mazel. Mazel playing the side from last game on Haven.
Scout destroyed.
believe he sees people walking in. He sees one of like sees the second one. He sees three coming in right to ace.
Spike down A.
Cloudburst on himself to keep him alive, but Marzel lurking through the shadows is going to be able to find the kill. Juwin! What a nasty one tap by right to ace, straight to Juwin. Juwin gets cleaned up on F as well. NW1. He's usually the one going first and dying, but when he doesn't, you better hide because this man, he's going to be collecting heads.
It's an absolute massacre. MW1. This guy is on a 13 and 13 on the scoreboard, but don't ever doubt this man when he is having his own moment. There is a reason why we call him to be one of the best jets in our entire region, probably even in the subcontinent, because just think about it like this: the way that MW1 enters a site, he pretty much enters it selflessly. He does not care what happens to him. And rightfully so. If you have a player like Marcel, right to ace, Helef, and Vivor, what are you worried about? What are you even being careful of? But and he was gonna go for one, but he's gonna be the one to slap MW1 in the face with that sheriff. Beautiful shot from him. And he turns the round around on its head. A little bit of a communication gap coming on announcements from all members of Velocity. They were not even making a perfect call. And INQ gets away with murder, but not for too long because it's starting to kill Vivor puts on the Viper's pit as well, and this round's already gonna get turned on its head. Helif's gonna be going for one on towards the face of Human! And he's not gonna be able to find that kill. It's all over.
Oh, look at Hellfighter though. He's going in for the big flank. They
Those
don't
hugs
see him
left.
coming.
Here.
There's two players inside the Viper's pit. They do take out right to ace. It's gonna give them a fighting chance over here.
One enemy
But
remaining.
Hellfighter activates himself, gets the 3K,
Attackers win.
coming in from behind, lurking around the corner, cleans up shop on Reckoning. Velocity, a quick 2-0 for them. Not even breaking a sweat. As we see, just high fives going all around, fist bumps in the air, everyone patting MW1's back. And there you go. That's the Velocity we once knew. What an amazing performance coming in by them. Marzel going absolutely berserk. Insane score for him. And I have to say, I mean, Marzel, he just really came in clutch for that for that particular map. It seems that Marzel, if it wasn't for that Sheriff 4K, if it wasn't for those skills, I don't think Velocity will be able to win this one.
Let's
Well-
head on over to the match highlights to get a
Yeah.
visual of this once again, man. Not just to recollect ourselves for this game, but also for the entire set as a whole. Velocity, velocity, velocity. We sing your praise all the time. And rightfully so, but today, did it feel as the Velocity, they were a completely different team in a way? Like, you could see the
They
sharpness.
were quite literally.
Yeah, they were quite literally a very different team. Before, we always looked at Velocity being like, okay, there's a different ways that they can cause problems. They tend to overcommit. They're not showing as much discipline like as they should, but it's not the case anymore. Just look at the crossfires. Did you see a single crossfire mess up from them at all? It's either they set up the crossfire perfectly and they just whiffed all of their shots, which was rare, by the way, but it did happen. Or they just all die out because their opponents were just better. Reckoning they just hit a lot more shots in those rounds, and that's the reason why they were able to win. And that was the case so often throughout the entire matchup.
Yeah.
Not even a single moment I was like, oh, the crossfires were bad. That's why they lost. That was not the case. Velocity, they're playing it so beautifully, and Reckoning, they just didn't know how to answer back. They were pretty much fighting a perfect roster, but that's the thing. Like, how do you fight perfection without being perfect yourself?
That's a great question. I have no idea what Reckoning could have done differently over there. I mean, it's just seeing that Velocity always had the answer for whatever it is Reckoning was throwing their way, right? Like this particular round, Marzel just gets a 4K. They get the kill on the plant using the Hunter's Fury. And every single time Reckoning Esports were making a move, it just seemed that Vibhor knew what was coming. Every single time. He's just throwing down the Poison Cloud, he's throwing down the Snake Bite, preventing them from swarming a site right at the start of the match. And because Reckoning commit so heavily to one particular site and don't get map control anywhere else, they're just kind of stuck in that position. They got nowhere to go. They're just like, well, we better make this work because we're all here now. By that time, there's another backstab coming in. There's two people at mid to catch you off guard when you do push in. The defenders are in a better spot because they know you're going to be coming in. They're always just constantly deleting all your recon darts and whatnot, and it's just very, very, very hard for Reckoning to do a proper execute when they give away reads like I mean, when Vibor gets reads off like those, they all commit heavily to one side. Sometimes it pays off. Most of the times they get slapped in the face by Velocity, and yeah, Velocity. I think at this point they don't even consider Reckoning a threat. I mean, the way they were able to handle them in both of those maps, absolutely insane. In fact, Reckoning did better on the opponent's map than they did on their own map, which was Haven. So Velocity over here, they should be feeling really, really good about themselves. Look at Muzzle, 332 combat score, 25 kills, 111 economic rating. Think about that for a second. 111. That's the ratio of credits spent to damage done. And Mazel was one of the most efficient players, courtesy of that 4K. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. I just think that Velocity, they are just a class apart today, not only as a team, but also as individual players. Reckoning, they've been really, really good for a long time. They've recently undergone a roster shuffle. They're still, just getting in the groove and, still trying to put together something as a roster. But if they don't find their footing quick, they are going to be staring down the barrel of a relegation over here. And with that said, let's actually contextualize that and look at the group standings to see how it affects them. Because I mean, Aggie, I've been talking for the longest time. I just don't know what's happening in the Reckoning squad. It just doesn't seem like they're on the same
Anything's
page or on
clicking.
the same level with each other.
Yeah. Nothing's just clicking together as a squad. I don't really know what to say, but other than the fact that, okay, maybe just get a group huddle and maybe switch out your roles as players. Because at this point, what else is there? Five losses already and only 1 point. You were talking about them staring down the possibility of staring down the barrel of relegation. I'm seeing a guarantee that they will possibly get relegated here. Only Friends and Enigma, we know for a fact that these two squads, they're not going to be losing out on their games anytime soon. And Enigma, they're fighting for a chance to get into that playoff. They are not going to be slowing down for even a second. All of these teams, they are playing out of their mind. And
Yeah,
for Reckoning to step up to the challenge with just only 2 more games to go, 4 more points up for grabs, they can barely just edge out that 6 if and only if Enigma, they have a really bad set of games moving on down the line. And you gotta remember something, Enigma played only 3 games. Only 3. They have
oh
four
yeah,
more to go. And you're hoping for a team to lose out on 4 games?
just not happening. That is
Yeah,
just
it's
not
just
happening.
not.
I mean, worst case scenario, Enigma loses like 3 matches and maybe gives Reckoning a fighting chance, but that is also very, very unlikely.
And that
But
you're also adding on the fact that Reckoning are gonna be winning out on those 2 games this week.
oh yeah, that is also another big if, and it's I don't know. I mean, I just think Reckoning they probably gonna have to look at the next season. They want to put their head down for now, take a bow, pay their respects, and just try and gel and mesh together better as a roster. Maybe come back to season 4. Maybe then we can see them, take go to the playoffs and maybe even take the trophy home. But until then, they've got a lot to work on and they've got a lot of watch to review. But I don't think this is it, Aggie. I think there is still one more match for the day. So let's head on down over to today's fixtures and see what the next match is going to be. It's going to be M42 Esports versus Rog Academy. Two quite well hyped rosters, but we haven't really seen either of them perform that well yet, have we?
Yeah, they're the underdogs of the side of Team B, like Group B, sorry. And
Hmm.
Group B is one of those places that you don't really want to be in. That's a group of death for a reason, with all of the Juggernaut squads just sitting there. And on the other side, it was Velocity, Reckoning, and Enigma being on this end. A lot of different teams to go up against, but at the same time, I think that it's going to be a breath of fresh air for all of us because we are always seeing an underdog going up against a juggernaut. We're always seeing a David versus Goliath story, but in
Oh
this
yeah.
case, there are two Davids going up against one another to see who's just better in this situation.
Who's the
So,
better David?
yeah, who's the better David? Let's see who's going to be the one to take down the next Goliath. We never really know because RG Academy, they have been making strides. They have been trying their hardest to push it all down. and we don't want to miss any of that action. And hey, if you don't want to miss out on any of the action, make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and also hit that notification bell to get notified when we do go live, because you don't want to miss any of the tournaments and any of the high octane paced actions get brought to you by the Gauntlet and also by the Esports Club, because when you're here, the action just never stops. But for now, that's all that we have for you for this matchup. We're going to be back with you for the 8 p.m. game. And before we do sign on off, make sure to check all the links down below in the description from Crucial, from 656, Cosmic Bike, and also download Aimlab if you want to aim like the pros and also play in season number 4. Possibility is going to be there. You still have enough time to get your aim game back up. And hey, Aimlab, they got you covered with that. But for now, we're going to be heading on off, and we're going to be back with you real soon with the LG Ultragear TC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial, our apparel partners at 666, accessories partner Cosmic Byte, and our esports partner is none other than Aimlab. We'll catch you in just a little bit.